I got a feeling that it's gonna be a wonderful day.
It's all about good morning.
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 How you doing?
Morning.
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 Morning. Morning. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, the one, the only, the hot ravioli, El Presidente, Julian Nicholas. And I'm here with Adrian. Morning, Adrian.
Morning, Mr. Nessie.
Good morning. Hey, what's
Oh,
going on?
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you there. Hey, how you doing, Julian?
Oh, I'm doing good, sir. And you?
I'm doing well.
Nothing like a little Bert and Ernie in the morning. We're also joined this morning by the incomparable Mr. Snow. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. How you guys doing?
Are you Jon Snow?
No, but I actually get that a lot.
All right. It is
Monday.
It is Monday.
It is Maestro Monday.
It is Maestro Monday, but what is it also, gentlemen?
The first day of spring.
That's right. We made it.
Yes, we have made it. Winter has finally ended, and we are now going into the spring season.
Yes. You excited for
Got it.
What do you mean? Oh, I
My
know.
allergies. I have allergies that are like they're worse in the spring and the fall, but mostly the spring.
So we can look forward to you being happy and joyful for the next 45 days.
Plus the sneezing and the wheezing and the
boy.
coughing
Oof,
and the
okay.
crying.
Okay.
All right, 3 out of those 4 things you do on a regular basis anyway.
You're not wrong there, Mr. Nessie. You're not wrong there
Well, let's keep up with being wrong
with the weather.
with the weather.
How am I wrong on that?
Have you listened to your reports lately?
Actually, I have.
We'll make it sweet. We'll make it short. Now here for you is the weather report.
Telling me that I'm wrong. Anyway, buenos dias, ladies and gentlemen. We are currently at 26 degrees, but do not worry, do not fret. We'll only be at a high of 52 degrees. And guess what, Mr. Nessie? I want you to guess this weather this time.
What?
Guess.
I don't know.
Oh, Mr.
Why not actually take a shot?
You're gonna be really happy about this.
Can you be quiet, Adrian?
What was the question?
I'm just saying he's gonna be really happy about
I know. Just let the man guess.
What was the question?
Okay. Guess what type of weather it'll be.
Mostly sunny?
Not mostly. Completely.
Completely sunny.
Completely, baby. It's gonna be sunny all day long.
Look at that. Nothing but a little sunshine icon.
I'm walking on the sunshine. Sorry, I just had to do it.
I'm not sorry. I love it when you sing.
Okay, now I gotta take that as
You
sarcasm.
spin me right round, baby, right round.
Okay, can we just go to announcements?
Sure.
Oh,
Let's
man.
do the announcements.
Okay. Did you know that after we do the show live each day, we release it as a podcast? You can listen to the Super Morning Show wherever you listen to your podcasts, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Google Podcasts.
I'm now going to... Hold on, I got the audio ready. We have our Women's History Month segment, and today's Women's History Month quote comes from Miss Arriaga.
Good morning. I'm Miss Arriaga, and here's today's Women's History Month quote by Maya Angelou. You may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated. In fact, it may be necessary to encounter the defeats so you can know who you are, what you can rise from, and how you can still come out of it.
Thank you, Miss Arriaga.
Thank you for that. Anyways, the clubs that are for Monday, since there's only one club, and we already know what that is, it is the Zebra Podcast Network, also known as the Zebra Drive Time, from 2:45 to 3:30 in room B121 or in B119.
It's like this show,
But better.
but better.
That's a lie.
Have you heard it lately?
Yes, I have.
It's pretty good.
I don't know.
It's really cooking up a storm.
Oh, come on, Adrian. Don't encourage them.
I encourage them highly.
You do too much.
Here's what we want to encourage students to do. If you have trouble with your Chromebooks, go during the following times, 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. or 1:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Ask your teacher for a pass and go to the technology setup near the main staircase.
On March 23rd to the 24th at 7 p.m. and on March 25th at 2 o'clock p.m. The play by the drama club will be Lovesick, written by John Cariani. So good luck to the drama club.
Are you a student looking to gain practical work experience this summer? Look no further than the New Brunswick Public Schools Student Work Study Program. The program offers you a unique opportunity to develop important soft and hard skills, including teamwork, communication, analytical, and design skills. To apply, visit nbpschools.net/employment and click on secretarial/clerical and then the work study student job.
Attention students, are you ready to show off your filmmaking skills? Oh, the 10-day film challenge is coming. The contest runs from the 17th to the 28th of the month of April, and you have 10 days to write, shoot, score, and edit your very own project. Go get ready to create something amazing. And don't worry, we'll help you prepare for the challenge during Video Club after school. See Ms. Coslow for more information.
Here's an exciting opportunity to support Livingston Elementary School on Thursday, March 23rd. Mr. Subs will be donating 15% of everything from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. to Livingston Elementary School. This means that you can enjoy a delicious meal and make support Livingston Elementary School. So head on over to Mr. Subs, located at Livingston Avenue, North Brunswick Township, New Jersey, and show your support.
Oh, okay. Are you ready to save lives? The National Honor Society is hosts their annual blood drive on March 30th. Last year, we were able to collect 60 donations, but this year, they want to surpass that number. The blood drive will take place in the wrestling room from 8 o'clock to 10... correction. For an appointment, do not forget to grab a consent form from outside of the D209 if you need one. Together, we can make a difference in our community and help those in need. Mark your calendars for March 30th and sign up today using the QR code provided. We cannot wait to see you there.
And of course, our newest podcast, the Sazon Latino podcast, the all Spanish podcast from the Hispanic Culture Club, is available now. Episode 2 will be dropping later today. To subscribe, go to zebrapodcastnetwork.com/Sazon Latino.
You got questions about your school? And your MBHS admin may have the answers. Submit your questions for admin and we will invite them to respond on future episodes. Visit zebrapodcastnetwork.com/shoutouts.
Want to get your announcement or shout out on the morning show? Visit our website, zebrapodcastnetwork.com. Submit something on our Google form or send us a voicemail. That's it for today's announcements.
All right, announcements in the book. And it is Maestro Monday. Good morning, Mr. Snow.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. How you guys doing?
We're doing all right. Well, I am at least. I mean, my stomach's hurt.
All right, well, that's good.
Adrian,
What?
don't you have a question?
No, I thought you had a question.
I mean, I do. You usually go first.
Ask the question.
Sheesh,
I'll go second.
what's wrong with you this morning?
Nothing.
Anyway, Mr. Snow, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well.
All right, what do you teach specifically?
All right. I teach a lot of the computer science courses mainly now.
What got you interested in computer science?
That's a great question. I really don't have an answer. I think that's kind of the best answer, right? You kind of fall into things in life, right? So it's kind of one of these things where I kind of went down a path, and this is where I am.
Yeah, like you get introduced to a new hobby.
Yeah.
Ooh. Were there any other things that you enjoyed before you were introduced to computer science?
Oh, other stuff, yeah. Believe it or not, I started out as a wood shop, metal shop teacher.
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, so it was a little bit of a transition going from saws and torches to computers. So,
Not for nothing, you could still use a saw and a torch on a computer, especially
Yeah.
when you get frustrated.
Well, what were we thinking about having one of those ruckus rooms,
Mhm.
right? We could always do that too.
Or what's that show? The robot
Describe it.
BattleBots?
BattleBots. That's it. I was like Robot Wars.
Yeah.
BattleBots. Yes.
BattleBots. Yeah. It's funny. That's how I kind of made the transition into computer science, is actually through robotics. So, you started working in the shop, then we have to get robots built, and then you have to figure out how to program robots. Then from there, you just kind of end up getting more on the software side and kind of go that way. But that's really how I ended up in computer science. Actually, it was through robotics.
All right. What hobbies do you do outside of the school?
Oh, it's funny you should ask. Well, hold on.
Mhm.
I bought a bass last year. Now, when I say I play the bass, I say, like, I pick it up and I make noise. And my neighbors are not right up against us, so I think it's okay. So actually this weekend I had my brother come over, and he bought a new bass, and he actually knows how to play. And so we decided to keep the neighbors up till about 1 in the morning, trying to do that. So that's kind of what I've been working on, and reading. Do you guys read?
From time to time. It's been a while for me.
Oh, okay. Do you like any specific genre topics?
I try to go for the I guess leadership slash government slash politics, something like that. But from time to time, I'll try to branch out of that and try to go for something like history.
Oh, okay. How about you, Mr. Nessie? You guys like to read
Mostly comic books.
comic books? Oh, like graphic novels?
No, comic books. Action comics, Superman, Batman, things like that.
Oh.
But I do enjoy the occasional book related to leadership, content creation. Go figure. Doing podcasting, so I'm always consuming content in this area as well.
Also, just a quick side note. Nice shirt, Mr. Nessie. It looks nice.
Thank you.
No problem.
Very
Shout out to Mr. Conger for throwing it my way.
Nice.
Nice.
Anyway, Adrian, I think you got to pick up from here. I've been doing most of the work, so.
Okay, that's probably not it. But anyways, besides being a teacher, what is your favorite thing about this school?
Honestly, the kids. I mean, I know that's kind of like a lame answer for teachers to give, but it's really why I think most of us are here. It's for the kids. You guys, you make me happy when I'm here. You crack me up, and you keep me employed.
That's the same reasons why I show up here early each day,
Yeah.
because of these two.
Yeah. There you go.
Mr. Snow, I have a question. Can you talk a little bit about your education journey? So obviously, you went to college. What was your experience? Where'd you go? What did you initially study? Let us in behind the scenes.
All right. So I originally started in community college. So it was a good path. So I know a lot of our students start off that way. It was a great way to get rid of some of the general education classes, stuff like that, if you're not sure what to do. When I was in high school, my architecture teacher, which is kind of falls under the technology education scope, told me that I could do what he's doing. And so I said, okay, I can probably do that. How do I do it? And he's like, there's a college over there, meaning like TCNJ, which is close to my house. He goes, yeah, you can go there. And I was like, oh, okay. So I went there. And they're like, yeah, but you have to get good grades. And so I was like, oh, yeah, I'm a senior.
That other piece. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, yeah, probably should have thought about that ahead of time, huh? So I went off to community college for a year. Actually got serious about education pretty late. Was able to do very well there, transfer into the College of New Jersey. Realized that there's this thing called technology education, which allows you to do pretty much all the stuff the engineers get to do, but you get to work in a school, and it was a lot more fun. Turns out I was good at teaching, which was surprising to me. So I decided to kind of stay with that path. Once I was in school, I decided to just go straight through, got my master's and all the extra certs, and just kind of, while I was there, just keep on going. And then after that, try to build a career out of it.
Nice.
Before we dive deeper into what you do here with computer science and our students here at the high school, if you weren't a teacher, what do you
But I met my wife. Actually, I first met her in elementary school, but we've been together since high school. And then we were looking around, like when I decided I wanted to go to college. Princeton University is real close, and they've got a really good theoretical astrophysics program. And not a lot of people want to go do that, but you get to play with the big telescopes and stuff. So I remember talking to the people over there. Same kind of thing, like, oh, you went to community college, you actually can transfer in here. And I was like, wait, Princeton, wait, for real? And they're like, yeah, for real. And I was like, oh, man, that's great. Why? And then they started talking about just career trajectories. And I wanted to, like, have a family and afford a family. And so, and it turns out that that wasn't really,
All right, note to our students, theoretical astrophysicists can't have families.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's like famous guys, you got like Neil deGrasse Tyson and all that, like real like science educators and communicators and innovators, and those guys are great. But I was looking for something that was more solid, right? So that okay, you go to college, you go here, you get this job, this is what to expect. It's more structured.
You were looking for a clearly defined path with
Yeah.
a plan.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah.
Teaching certainly does that for sure.
Yep.
So you teach computer science here at the high school. What does that mean? What are the courses that you teach, and what are the types of students that should maybe take those courses?
Okay. So computer science is really interesting because it's really getting embedded into absolutely every part of our daily lives. I mean, here we're trying to talk to the student body and look at all the technology we have here. In order to access it, you have what would have been a supercomputer 20 years ago in your pocket, right? So it's really, really interesting. And then especially now we can even talk through like how's the landscape of technology changing, right? It's changing rapidly. So in the 90s, I remember like you guys weren't even born, but like we were born without the internet. And I say this to my kids all the time. You're a different creature than us. You were born into the internet.
On so many levels.
Yeah. And now the next generation, like, so what is that next big thing that's going to happen for the next generation that you have to prepare for?
AI.
Yeah, right. That really.
Artificial intelligence.
Well, the funny thing is that slow creep of AI has been happening for a really long time, and then all of a sudden now we've got some headlines going, right? We released some generative AI a little prematurely, right? And you've got other people, especially like Google's been working on this stuff constantly for decades now, right? So then we have other people jumping and putting that stuff out. So now it's almost like an arms race, like all of a sudden. So now it's going to get jump started to the point where by the time the next generation, comes around, you're going to be speaking to the next generation and be like, oh man, I had to like write my own English papers, like, you're like, wait, what? So like, it's really funny. So, and anyone that's really interested in that kind of stuff, I mean, it's kids, they interact with this stuff. You live in the internet. You're the first generation, I think, of fully blown cyborgs. Do you know that?
Really?
Think about it. All right, I'll walk down the hallway.
Uh-huh.
I will snatch a cell phone out of some kid's hand randomly. What do you think's going to happen?
They're gonna scream and cry.
Yeah, it's like I just ripped them out of the Matrix, right?
It's like you took away their pacifier.
Yeah. But we're already integrated with technology so intimately that um, it's funny. Like we're just so used to having it like on us at all times. Um, I was driving in the car, and my kids. We went to a family function. My kids had a question. We were in the car, and my wife has a newer car, so it was just like, okay, let's just ask, And so I'm not going to say the keyword. So you can say a keyword, or you can press a little microphone button just in your car, and you ask whatever random question your kids have, and it's like, oh, it tells you what's going on. Like, okay, just keep on driving, and that's normal.
Speaking of about that, what you said about like the cyborg thing,
Yeah.
you know, with AI continuously advancing, right?
Mhm.
Next thing you know, we're like, the next generation are gonna have like cyborg arms or like, something out of Terminator 2.
Oh God, that's horrifying.
I think we're already halfway there.
Oh Jesus.
That
Well,
doesn't make
think
any.
about people who get hip replacements
That's
and
where I was
have
going.
titanium rods put in their bodies. What's the thing that they put in your heart?
Pacemakers.
Pacemakers.
You have pacemakers. You have a little robot there thumping your heart. I just saw some headline. It was actually through what is it? Like actually, the Morning Brew. Actually, they send stuff over too, and they were talking about the new like knee surgeries and all that kind of stuff they have that are going to be fully automated, right? So we're already integrated.
But like I'm not talking about that, but like, I'm talking about like fully replacing your arm with an actual
You can do that. You have prosthetics,
Yeah.
right? So we're in the infant stages of all of that.
Yep.
Yeah, but like I'm like willingly, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, you mean like elective surgery? Like I can go get LASIK for my eye, but
Yeah,
I could go get like a super eyeball kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
like
Cyberpunk.
yeah,
So, okay, somebody
exactly
watched
like that.
Cyberpunk here.
Exactly like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
see?
played the game before, and
It's amazing.
it kind of reminds me like, wait, if AI is like constantly advancing, it kind of ties into that almost.
Okay, so did you play the video game?
Yeah, and I've watched the show.
Okay, okay, so we're good.
Yeah.
All right, we found something.
We've
We found something. All right. Okay. Part of the video game, they show like the AIs fighting each other over
Yeah.
security. That's literally what's happening right now.
Yeah, that's literally what's happening.
Like I don't know if you
That's
realize that, which is
I-
so cool.
Yeah.
Except in the game, it like visualizes it, and then he's talking about actually entering in and like becoming part of that and seeing it realized. But that's supposed to be a distant future kind of thing. And then here we are. Once that part came up, I was like, oh man, I wonder how many people know that that's not distant future. That's happening now.
Yeah.
It's pretty scary.
Yeah, it's pretty scary, honestly.
Mr. Snow, what would be the entry point for students here who are interested in some of these topics?
Oh, honestly, you could just come in and just ask your counselor to take any of our computer science classes. We've got 3 computer science teachers now. We have an entry-level class, introduction to game design, which will walk you through some real basics, some scratch coding. We go over, we teach kids around the basics of video games and the history of video games and games in general. So everything from the ancient Chinese game of Go up through how we were using World of Warcraft to do social experiments and actually to do studies on pandemics, all the way up through VR and the future of gaming and how all that ties in with the current and past market. So
Nice. I have 2 more questions. Do you guys have anything else?
No.
I actually do have one more question.
Go ahead.
So, Mr. Snow, right?
Yep.
So, since you've told us you've done workshop before, right? Do you do any wielding? Like, not
Welding.
wielding. Welding, that's what I mean. Like,
yeah.
fusing metal together with wood and all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you're talking about. So I had a full engineering shop, so we would have like full we would have like table saws, routers. We had robotic CNC routers, that kind of stuff, and I would teach kids how to weld, some basic welding. But I would actually bring in some experts. Some of the kids had parents that did it professionally. The one father came in; he was like the only one that could do like over 1 inch thick plate steel, like on the East Coast, and he had to like be like they send him to like do all the bridges and stuff. And so when we have access to that, I'm not going to pretend I'm an expert. I'll just bring in him and just, can you help them? So yeah, but yes, I can. Not well.
So, did they ever discontinue this class, or like, are they still offering this course?
Well, a lot of these programs are shutting down. That was before I came here to New Brunswick, mainly because of liability. I mean, right now, I've seen kids, get hurt with like pencils, and now when I give them torches and giant saw blades, really does make schools a little nervous.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Liability stuff, insurance, things like that.
Yeah.
Mr. Snow, my final two questions. Number one, if money and time were no obstacle, what course would you love to see offered here that you would teach?
Oh. Wow, that's a good question. No obstacle with I would put together I would want a giant telescope on the roof, all right? And then what we can do is try to figure out how we can tie in to one of the other larger computers to do some more. Think about like they're doing with James Webb, right?
Okay.
And you're trying to go through and enhance all that stuff. So I'd love to do that on a smaller scale here, where like we could actually take pictures of the sky and then analyze that data and then run it through a like a class. I really like data science too, and actually go through and analyze all that stuff. I think that'd be really cool because you could just take a small section of sky, you can gather the data, and then you can use. I mean, we have all the technology. It's not like I got to sit there and teach kids, advanced calculus, right? We actually can just run it through our own software and then actually generate the stuff. I saw some. There's some people. I think it's. I don't want to misquote what college they're doing it through, but they were sending emails about having like students do these real world projects and having access to that. And I would love to replicate that kind of stuff where kids are doing real world research, here.
So basically, you're talking about astronomy class, right? Or something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it would be a mix of computer science, astronomy, and it's just, I mean, to get the kids. How many kids do you think walk in? All right, you're walking in the building.
Yeah.
The sun is coming up, and some days, depending on how the clouds are and the atmospheric conditions, you will get these like hot pink and purple sky, and everything's like
a
going off.
purplish, more like hot pink,
Yeah.
almost color.
And so like I'll turn around and I'll look at it, and so like before I come in the door and people are just scratching their head like, what are you looking at? And it's like, well, I would just like to teach the kids just stop and just like appreciate stuff, right? That's around you. Appreciate nature.
To
Absolutely.
appreciate the small things, as Tallahassee once said.
Yes. And our final question, Mr. Snow, and thank you for coming in this morning. Not every student is going to take computer science and get to have you as their teacher. So, to everybody who's not going to have you, what are some words of wisdom you would like to impart on the students of New Brunswick High School?
Be kind to one another. I think that's what I really want to say. Just
And
be
you
kind
don't
to
need
one
a computer to do that.
another. No.
All right, Mr. Snow, thank you so much for being a part of Maestro Monday. We will be back tomorrow with Talk About It Tuesday, where we will talk about something. Something. Have a great day, everybody. Wave goodbye, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you for listening to the Zebra Morning Show. Please tell a friend to help spread the word. Word of mouth is the best way to help us grow. Be sure to follow us on social media. We're on Twitter and Instagram at Zebra Podcast Net. And be sure to visit our website, zebrapodcastnetwork.com, where you can submit shout-outs and learn about joining us. Have a great day, Zebra Nation.
See you later, ladies. Bye-bye.